Hello, hello everyone. It is Brenda here for Simplicity and welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Feels like forever since I've done one of these. I apologize that we've missed out in the last few weeks. Just been such a busy time with trade shows and such, but we are back. All right. So welcome to What's Up Wednesday. And tonight we're going to have some fun and just play with the Flower Emporium collection from 49 Market by Vicky Booten. It's a wonderful collection, and it's been on my shelf for us to do on a What's Up Wednesday, and tonight is the night. All right, so we're going to create a few layouts this evening, I hope, and just have some fun with the whole collection and kind of explore it. So let's talk about what I have here. Now, this is a wonderful floral collection, very much a Vicky Booten collection. There's no doubt about that with her florals and all the little icons and imagery that's in here. I'm going to just show you what I have to play around with. And it's really bright and beautiful. And now, you know what? It was such a nice day today. I thought, you know what? It's good to have this, right? No Christmas, no Halloween. Let's do some fun florals and butterflies and color. So I am going to be using the Flower Emporium 12 by 12 paper patterns. Now there's a couple of ways that you can get the pattern papers from this collection. One is in this larger kind of format paper patterns. And these ones are going to be more kind of like your background papers. As you can see, beautiful. I just love them. They're all fabulous. I don't know which one is my favorite. There is that one cut apart page there with cards on there, all right, like library cards. And then just a beautiful array of patterns. And then she'll have her starter page kit, and those are really great because they have all the kind of detail in there, and you kind of know where your pictures can go. A little bit more emphasis on the design of them, but I like to use the pattern papers, the paper patterns. So we're going to start with that. I also grabbed, and whether or not we use it, I'm not sure, but there's the chipboard basics. This is going to have some titles, some frames in there. I always like this because of the frames. I love the fact that they're chipboard as well, and so they're going to create some dimension on there, and then you're going to get some sentiments in there, which is a really great too. I have the chipboard bits in here now. This is not a full pack. I've been using this for many projects over the last little bit since it was released. But again, really great chipboard set. Great way to add texture to your layouts and dimension. I grabbed the puffy stickers because, well, we love puffy stickers, and these are great titles. I also have the laser cut elements here, and just lots and lots of florals in there. So pretty. And then I know mine is empty, but I have them all sorted. That's why I have the icon ephemera bits. And I gotta say, her ephemera kits here or bits are jam packed. Like this one had 217 die cut pieces. I have been pulling from this pack for months now, and I still have so much left. There's a lot of black and white florals I have, and then you're going to have kind of those larger imagery, lots of butterflies and flying things, hearts and leaves and some titles, and then lots of florals. All right, so I kind of divided them up and sorted them so that it might be a little bit easier for this evening as I'm grabbing things. So all right, so let's go ahead. Let's just play around with this. I have no kind of plan for this. This is normally how things go. I usually have a better live this way. When I don't plan, I just design. So all right, so I did take the liberty of taking some of the papers out here. That's as far as I got. I picked out some papers that I really liked, and we're gonna play around with. We'll see how many layouts we get to do. But anyways, I picked some papers. So let's get started. And for those that are anyone new watching us, if you have any questions throughout the live here, just pop them in the comments, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook. Pop them in the comments. I watch the comments, and if I don't get it to right away, I always go back and check it out. So make sure you do that. So we're going to do layouts tonight, guys. I know a lot of you enjoy when I do layouts, so we're going to try to incorporate them a little bit more throughout our kind of lives and such. They won't always be layouts, but we're going to throw them in once in a while. So Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I need a bigger desk. I do, I do. All right, I'm going to start with these two patterns here. I love the blues on here. All right, so I'm going to use this one here, which is more kind of a washed. All right, you've got some texture in the background, and then I'm going to throw in this little bit of floral in there. So let's go ahead and get them prepped. All right, so the first thing, of course, you want to take the logo strip off of there, and that's that. And I never throw these away because they have patterns on them. So they're always good to have as little details going behind layers and such. So I do keep them. So let's go ahead and trim them off. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have this as my base paper here. And sorry, I'm just going to move my light because I see it's quite reflecting off the glass mat. So let me just move that back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I just want a little bits and pieces of this one here. So I think I'm going to do a little ripped edge. Um, so let's go. Oh, I'm not usually a ripper, but I don't know why. I've been ripping a lot of things lately. So um, I'm I love the way her paper rips because you get that heavy white edge, which I love because then you can roll it up and then you can expose the back side. All right. So now if you're not a ripper, no worries. Just cut it straight. That's all. I cut this is maybe a 3-inch strip. Pretty darn close. All right. So I'm just going to fold that over. I want that little bit of kind of brown stripe showing through. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere it on this side here. Now, when I do anything on here, I never, or adhere anything down, I never go right to the edge because I always like to tuck things in. All right, so we're going to line this up on our right-hand side here. All right. So there is, you know what, I might just pack this down just a little bit because it's quite bulky here. All right. Okay. Okay, so there is our base of our layout. Easy peasy. All right, so let's now like decide what kind of pictures we want on here. So I'm just going to use some placeholders for my pictures. So I'm going to have a 4x6. These placeholders are from Uniquely Creative. I love these ones, especially for myself that does a lot of design and teaching and all that. They're great for placeholders. These are where your pictures are going to be. So let's do one of those and maybe a little 2x3 as well. And I think I'm going to incorporate one more in here. But I think I'm going to use a frame. So I'm going to open this one up. Let's see what's in here. There's a blue frame in here. So maybe that might be. Oh, well, I see decisions. All right, let's get the blue one out first. So he's just a little square. So maybe this one. Or do I bring in that brown? It's not really the same brown. So I'll stick with the blue frame. All right, so I'm going to have 3 pictures on this one. All right, so one's going to be the 4x6, one's going to be a 2x3. I think we're going to do it that way. Or do we want to do it this way? I think. All right, I'm going to do that way. All right, so that is going to be my kind of layout there. All right, so we're going to work around this now. Now, I like to create a lot of layers and such, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab. Do I want to grab this one? See, the problem when I don't have a plan is now you got to watch me kind of creatively think and design here what I want. I might grab that library page. Let's do this one here. Create a nice layer behind. Okay, so I want something in the neutral, so I'm going to grab this one at the bottom here because it's more of a neutral palette here. And so let's just trim that. And this is just going to be a layer behind my photo mat. Um, Come on. All right. Okay. So we're going to create this little kind of layer behind here now. All right, so and honestly, a lot of this will probably be covered with ephemera and such when I go to do it. And I think I might actually change the orientation of my pictures now. And we're gonna go on this side now. All right, so I'm just gonna start tacking this down. All right, I like how my pictures are gonna be on in the center here, and we're gonna kind of develop this around it here. So you could ink the edges as well. And maybe if I had more time, I would actually do that. But for time purposes, I'm just going to start laying things down. All right, now, I love dimensions, so I'm going to grab my foam tape and I'm going to start popping some of these elements up. Again, when I do this, I do not put my adhesive right to the edges. We want to be able to tuck things in. All right, so I'm going to offset this just a bit. All right. We have that. And then we're going to pop this one up. All right, now I'm going to kind of, I like to overlap my pictures. This is my new thing now. I like to overlap them. All right, so there's that. And then where do I want this one now? I'm changing my mind, see? And I think I'm going to put this one down here now. Or do I want it up here? I think I'm going to go up here, but I need to pop that up. So, all right, so I'm just going to use a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of this one. And we're going to do a little bit there and across the top. All right, and then we're going to get into the fun stuff, the decorating. That's what I love doing. Um, All right, hello everyone. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead. And again, I'm going to overlap it. Now, normally I would put a white piece of paper in there as my placeholder. I'm not going to do it, but that's where another picture would be. All right, so there we go. And I'm going to put just a little piece of foam behind there because it's kind of pushing down my frame or my photo mat there. So just bear with me. Okay. Everything is good now. All right, so there we go. There are our pictures. Now let's have some fun with this. Okay, so I'm going to go grab my florals first. And I'm going to grab, I think the yellow ones would look lovely. So I think that's all I have really is left is yellow on this. Oh, there's a black and white one that goes over there. All right, so I think I'm just gonna stick with the yellow ones. I think against the blue, it looks really, really nice. So now it's just a matter of, having some fun with the florals. And then we'll add some leaves as well. Okay, that was easy. All right, so there's that. Let's grab some leaves. Now, because this one has that type of leaf there, let's see if I have any of those left. No, I don't. All right, so we'll just grab some of these darker green ones. And I like to just design my my layout and then I'll start tacking things down. So that is what I'm going to do here. Okay, so that's good. What else can we put on here now? So much fun. I think we need to go into these laser cuts because I think there's some more wonderful foliage in here that I can use. Things are popping out already. Oh, look how much fun these ones are. Everyone, just kind of take a look how beautiful those are. Now these I like because the florals are smaller on there. Oh, there's a leaf that's kind of mimics what I have here. So I'm going to grab that one out. And I'm going to grab one of these clips. And what else do I want here? Okay, I'm moving these. I don't like these leaves in there, so I'm going to switch these out. I'm going to use this one here. And then I have a smaller one, so it kind of matches the leaves that are on here. All right, and then I'm going to grab this tag here. And today, this is how we do it. I'm just picking elements from the laser cuts. I don't know if you can see me, but I am punching them out. All right, so I love these laser cuts. I love, love, love them. Okay. Okay, let's start just putting some of this stuff down. I don't want to overcomplicate these layouts by any means. So let's just go ahead and do this because I want to do a couple of them. I wanted to show you how easy it is to put these together just with a basic layout and just using all the things. And you're going to get multiple layouts out of here. All right, so we're just going to poke that in there. Remember, a picture will go here. I'll put a white piece of paper in there later. All right, and let's go ahead and pop this one up. Now, I'm just going to do the basics and then off camera, I'll probably add a little bit more. And then, of course, I'll show the pictures again tomorrow morning of them all completed. But let's just get some basic stuff down here and go from there. All right. So I love this flash of yellow against this blue. It's lovely. I'm going to bring that out a little bit here because we're going to pop this one. Okay, so our florals are in place. Let's get our like little leafy here. I'm going to rip this in half and just glue. And then this other half, I'm going to just kind of manipulate it. I ripped it, but I always like to bend those leaves a little bit so it looks like I did not rip it. And then it becomes kind of another kind of leafy. It's just paper. You can bend the paper, all right? Make it work for you. And then the glue will hold it in place. All right, so there's our florals, easy peasy. I had the clip here. Now the clip is not going to work because I put the flowers on there. Well, okay. See if I can move this. Yep, okay, we're gonna do that. I know so many of you are so excited that I'm doing layouts. I know, I know. I told myself it's my New Year's resolution, but not really a New Year's resolution. But we have to do more layouts. And I know even our samples at the store, I know that. So I'm gonna try to do it at least once a month, guys. That's what my intentions are. So all right, what else do I got here that, all right, this is how we do it is going to be one of the things I can put on here. I also have a tag. Let me see. Okay. I think we need to move on to, it's just seeing what else is my laser cuts that I could possibly use on here. And I think that's it. All right, let's go into chipboard now. And let's see what I can find here. Again, I'm going to look for stuff that's going to be in the same color palette as what I'm using, which is the blues and yellows. I might bring in a little bit of brown if I can. I like this here and now, and I think I'm going to switch this up. I think that's going to be lovely here. Actually, I'm going to have it. I don't know if I want that tag there. I like this. Aha, that's what I'm going to do. More layers, more layers. All right, I'm cutting this. I know where I want it now. All right, so I'm just going to cut this, and now I'm going to insert this so it looks like a little tag is coming from out of there. And we can actually use this other little piece and put it on the other side. Do I want to put it there? No, I don't think so. I never like to waste these things, so yeah, I'm going to put it up there. Okay, so I'm going to tuck that in. All right. Let's put this on. All right, what else we got in here? Anything else? I'm going to just do a quick little looky look. I've used some of the pieces in here. All right, let's go into our kind of titles now. Let's find a title for this. And honestly, this one is basically done. Here and now. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to put a title down here. And then what I will do is I will speckle this with a little bit of black paint to bring in the black from the title. And then I might add a little bit of these puffy stickers coming out from the florals as well. I'm going to do something down here as well, or possibly up here, but I'll leave that till after I get my title on. All right. So kind of layout number one, guys. You saw just the basics on how I put that together. I think it's quite effective. I mean, it took me no time to do that. All right, let's move on. Are you ready to move on? Let's do another one. Okay. I need a bigger desk. That's what I do need. Oh my, got a mess going on here. Okay, let's grab another piece of paper and let's do another one. Now I'm going to base this on a layout that I had seen, I think on the 49er Market blog or Facebook page. I really liked it. So I'm going to try to replicate it. So this is not my design by any means. Let's see if I can just kind of remember. I have a little sketch here, but all right. So here's another paper from this one. This one's kind of got a kind of graph paper on there. We've got some inky pattern on the bottom and the top corners there. And we're going to go ahead and now start with some layers. So I'm going to go with I might actually use the strip that we used to cut off, or maybe this strip. Not the colorful one, maybe the brown white strip that we used to cut off. I'm also going to go in my laser cuts, and there's this lovely border here. All right. And this is going to go help ground our pictures. All right. So it's like they're actually going to be on it. So I think I'm going to. All right. Let's go ahead. We'll do something like so. All right. So they're just on, that's just kind of there. We'll trim that down in a second. And then I really wanted, the whole reason I wanted to kind of replicate this one is because this door, look how lovely that door is. All right. And what's awesome about it is that it opens as well. So you can actually kind of just prop it open a little bit. I know when you put it in your album, it will flatten down. But when you're designing it, it always looks nice when you have all that lovely dimension, right? So this, you could house a picture behind it. I'm just going to put a piece of pattern paper behind it. And actually, I'm going to just use a piece of the packaging. because the packaging is beautiful. Look at that. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on, and then I'm going to just trim it around it. All right. So 49 to Market always has wonderful packaging, and I've used it many, many times on many projects. So make sure you look at the packaging. It's always so pretty. All right, so that's down, and I'm just going to trim it out now. All right, so now we've got this lovely door, and we're going to go ahead and kind of place that here. I'm going to put my picture here. Now, this picture I think needs to be a square picture, so I'm just going to get a photo mat or a placeholder, and we're going to make this picture 4¼ by 4¼ or at least our mat is 4¼ You could definitely crop a 4x6 down to a 4x4 for this here. All right, so there is that. So our picture would go there. Let's do some layering elements behind there. So I'm going to grab, what do I want here? Go into the frames again. There's some fun ones in here, but I think this is the one I'm looking for. All right, so do I want this little guy? I love the fact that there's so many pieces in here. So I like putting frames behind things. I don't know if that's the right, maybe the blue one. All right, I'm gonna actually put that behind there. I am gonna put a pattern paper behind this again. So might do this blue. Let's do this blue. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this frame in half. So why waste a whole frame if we're just tucking it behind our photo? So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So now we get twice the goodness. I'm going to take my little frame and I'm going to glue it on here. All right. And let's just trim that out really quickly. Okay, so that's going to get tucked behind here. And all right, I think I need to start tacking things down. I got all these paper scraps at the bottom of my feet now, and they're sticking to it because I have bare feet. Okay, I'm going to trim this down. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. Let's go. Let's just go for it now. All right. This has grid on here, so which makes it easier to line things up. All right, so I'm just going to use the grid. This was just one of those cutoff strips from our paper. All right, and then I'm going to glue this one on next. And we're going to offset it. So I'm going to push it a little bit to the left-hand side, overlapping that first border that I put down. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our photo down now. And I think I'm going to put this flat because I'm going to really decorate this with florals, and that's where we're going to pop things up. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to tack that down, and then I'm going to get my little frame here and tuck this underneath before that dries. All right, so actually, you know what? I'm going to pop this up because of that chipboard frame. It is popping it up a little too much. Means we're going to have lots of foam adhesive on here. Okay, so we're going to stick that down. Again, I made sure the adhesive was more in the middle, so it wasn't really going to hit that chipboard frame. All right, then I'm gonna put my little door here because it's just so darn cute. And we're gonna put that one down flat. So I'm just going to put some glue behind it. And we're gonna kind of tuck it behind that just ever so slightly. Okay. All right, now let's go and start the embellishing. I think I'm only going to have the one picture on here. All right. We could probably put another one down here, but I need to make room for my title as well. So this one, I like. So I know when I look at my scrapbook these days, I do a lot of one picture layouts. And I just think back in the day when we used to, I mean, when I used to Josh is 23 now. So I started scrapbooking just before he was born. And so I tried to jam all the pictures on my layouts. I did. And over the years, I just really like to pick that one picture that captured that event, that memory, maybe two. So you'll notice a lot of my layouts will only have one picture, maybe two or three. Usually there's one big picture and then a couple smaller ones if I do multiples. That's just me. That's my style. And it seems to be a lot of style of the designers out there as well. But you could definitely put one here and one here if you wanted to do another one. But that's just me. And I like to do single page layouts too. That's just me as well. But the cool thing is a lot of these collections now have papers that really work together. So even if you have this one here and then another one on the other side, if you use the same papers and elements, it still looks cohesive. So that's kind of the way I roll. So okay, so let's go on. I'm gonna go to the laser cuts now because there's a lot of elements that work with this. All right. Let me get the other one here. I want to get the little sign, which is not, where is it? There it is. Oh, I love this. It's so cute. So we're going to build kind of a little lovely scenery here. All right, we're going to take that little sign. And then I want to build up the foliage on the door here. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, okay, so it's just this one here. All right, so here's a nice one for the corner. Oops, I just ripped a piece off. It's okay. We'll just glue it back in. I got to be gentle with these guys. That's for sure. All right. And then there's a wheelbarrow here. So why don't we put the wheelbarrow on the other side? All right. We're going to go there. And then we're going to fill that up with florals. So let me see. This one here, I think. Let's go with this one. And I love these pieces. They're all meant to kind of work together, and so that you can kind of fill the little bits and pieces here. Let's go ahead and add some. Do I have small blue floral? Yes, I do. Let's add a little bit of blue florals in here behind it. And maybe the little white ones here. All right. Oh, look how cute that is. I'll bring it up closer to the camera when I'm ready to when everything's tacked down. All right. So what else can we do here? I think we need to have some florals on this side here. So the laser cuts have a lot of these kind of buckets and vases and all that, and then these kind of longer stemmed ones, which is pretty awesome. There's one that's already like a hydrangea with a blue. That might work. I'm just gonna pop it out. Oh, he loves me. He loves me not. I pulled it right off the stem. All right, we'll glue that back. But there's that here, this lovely little hydrangea, which is gonna bring in that blue. What else do I want here? Do I want more florals in there? There's these skinny little guys in here. They're just so dainty. Look at these guys. We'll add some of those in there. And oh, you know what? There's cute little banners here too. I'm gonna take this. One thing I gotta say is 49 and Market Lake laser cuts, they're just absolutely stunning. You have to be careful with them because they're so fragile. How cute will this be? Oh, that's a little too long. All right, let's go the blue one. The next size down. All right. Okay, so, oh, that'll be cute on there. Yep. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that on there. Okay, let's start tacking some of this down. You can see my little scenery is really kind of taking place. All right, so so let's start with our little banner. Now, because we still have to put a picture on here, I'm just going to actually just kind of do the outside edges on here, and you can always go back and glue. So I'm gonna go from this frame here. Just going to tack that down and then just let it fall and let it tack down here. All right, so there is that. All right, now I'm going to need pop dots because we're going to start, those are not thick enough, start popping these things up. All right, so this is going to go on the corner here, and this is the piece that fell off, so I'm just going to kind of glue it behind there. All right, and we might go back and add some more filler to that. All right, let's get our little sign here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this flat just so that it kind of mimics the door. All right, so it's not higher than the door. And we're just gonna kind of put that right against there so it looks like it's attached to the frame of the door, and it's just gonna be hanging there. It's gonna be a perfect little area to put a little saying in there. All right, now let's do our little wheelbarrow. Again, we're going to pop this guy up, make sure all the innards are out. All right, and this here, we're going to just kind of have that wheel in front of the door. And now we're going to add all this florals. So the florals, I'm going to put the main piece down first, all right, which is this kind of floral spray. That's going to kind of lay right on top of the wheelbarrow, all right? Then I can go back and now add in the extras behind it. So I'm just going to bring that up to show you what I just did there, all right? So you can kind of see, look how cute that is. Super sweet. All right, now we can put our little filler pieces in. So we got the little blue florals and then the little white florals. And okay, these little guys, they're dainty. So just a little bit of glue, and then I'm just gonna kind of stick them in. All right, what else can I throw in here? I don't know if I want to put more florals in there. I think then they're going to get too high. I think so. Okay, maybe I'm just going to be done on that side with that. All right, now let's go ahead and put our little bucket. And we're having this overlap our floral, our photo frame just ever so slightly. I'm going to bring it down just a bit. All right, and then I'm going to put just a dab of glue on there where it ripped. All right, so there is our little scenery. How cute is that? Like super sweet. All right. There is that. All right, what else can we put on here? Let's go with this little tab here that said today. Let's go ahead and put that there. We're going to bring in some black elements in here because our title will be one of those puffy ones. So let's go ahead, put that there. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done with the laser cuts. I'm now going to move on to some of the chipboard shapes because I want a little bird. Do I have chipboard birdies in here? There is one, but have I used it yet? Oh, you know what? I know where that is. Nope, those are not it. All right. There he is. I see him. Or her. This is where if you have trays, would be really great. I want the bird going the other way. Is there a bird going the other way? I might have used it. All right, we might have to go with the regular bird. Okay. Oh, look at that little green. Oh, this is cute too. I like that little piece there. Live life with passion and purpose. I like that. Oh, then I'm glad that I dumped this out. Look at all the fun stuff I'm finding. There's so much fun stuff in here. Every time I look at look at the little pencil in there. It's super cute. All right, there's no other bird in here, so I'm going to keep him out just in case. I'm going to put all these other pieces in here, and let's just continue on because I'd like to get one more if I can. I won't completely finish each of these. I will do that off camera. All right, so I like this. I like that little bit of green in there, and live life with passion and purpose. Maybe that little guy. I'm going to go into my other pieces here. And this bird just seems way too big, so we're not going to use that. But let's see if I have any butterflies in here. These seem to, oh, there's a little bumblebee. That bumblebee will be cute on my other one. I'm going to put that little bumblebee right up there, guys. Okay. Okay, so I'll put the little bird up here on the little sign, even though he's going the wrong way. But he's cute. All right, we'll have him up there. And then I wanted to add some butterflies in here, but I got to find a butterfly that is kind of the right size and the right dimension. So I'll put some, if I can find a little butterfly, I want to put it by over the wheelbarrow. All right, so let's add a little bit of green in here now that we brought these little elements in here. So I have this cute little frame now. I'm wondering if I should use it, and maybe I will, as another little mini photo. That might be cute. Right? I don't know where I want to put it though. I think that might be cute there. Just bringing in that green. I'm going to bring in just going to tack this down. All right, so I'm just going to kind of just stick it between the door and the photo just for a little bit of green. And I'm going to put this down here. And this is going to be another little photo. I am going to back this up with white paper because it's just going to make me feel better. So all right, so it's going to be a little picture. And I'm going to pop that over here. Yeah, I think that picture is super cute there. All right, so there is that. All right, and then I'll have my titling down here, and I think I'll put a little bit of a chipboard word. I'll find one that will fit very much like something like this. I'll put that on the little sign. And I think this one is done, guys. I mean, I'll do the finishing touches, but how cute is that? All right. So this was, again, not my design. I kind of mimicked this from something I saw on the 49er Market blog. So, but how cute is that? I did change it up just a little bit, I think. But how sweet is that? All right. One more. We got time for one more. Let's do one more. Okay. What are we going to do with this one? I think I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to use all those black and white florals because I love them. So logo strip, again, don't ever throw that out. Look at that goodness that you have on there. Okay. Is there any other papers in here that I want to use? Ooh, there's a black and white one, but it's not true black and white. And there's a butterfly one, but he's not true black and white. So maybe I will not. No, okay, I won't. Okay, we're gonna start as our base here. And let's go ahead and grab some photo mats here. All right, so let's build our kind of array of pictures. So I think I'm gonna do a 5x7 on this one. How many of you print 5x7s? I know a lot of people don't do 5x7s, but I like 5x7s. Impact, right? So let's do that, and let's do a 3x4 for those that love to have more than one picture. I'm gonna do one here, and then let's do a 2x3 as well. All right. Let's do this. Okay. I want to, let's see what we got here. We've got some lovely little pieces here. I'm going to stick with like kind of black, white, and pink on this one. Ooh, there's like a lovely frame here too we could have used. Well, let's see. Okay, I may change this up here. I'm going to use this frame instead of this. We're going to do some overlapping here. I don't know if I'm going to use that. Okay, let's go. Let's do something here. All right. I'm going to create a cluster of florals down here, a cluster of florals here, and then some up there. So we're going to make this really simple. All right. So let's just tack this down. All right. So 5x7 photo. I'm going to use those polka dots to help me line things up. So there's going to be that. And then I'm going to place this one over here. We're going to offset it just down a little bit. Like that. And then this one here will be my other frame. I am going to glue this on a piece of white just as a placeholder, so it looks like there's a picture behind it. All right. And then I'm going to overlap those, and I'm going to pop this one up. So I'm going to grab my foam adhesive. And again, when I put my foam adhesive, I stick it to the center so I can tuck things behind. All right, and now I'm going to layer this together. All right, so there's our like kind of little photo collage. All right, so now all the fun stuff, let's start adding. All right, so I'm going to grab those black and white florals. Okay, so we have those. Let's see what else I can grab from here. There are some really great little sayings in here. So I'm just going to dump that all out. Oh, look at those cute little stars in there too. All right, we have the love this, remember, document. Oh, this one here, smile is a good one. I like that. Smile every day. So happy together. There's good stuff in here, guys. They really are. And honestly, it's just you have to you got to dump it all out for you to really get excited about that. The things, as you can see, that's what I'm doing. Get so excited. Okay, I could do stars as well, but all right, anything from here that I want, and then I'm gonna just start doing this. Follow your heart. There's, all right, I think oh, I like these little clips. These are cute. Let's use these as well. 1 and 2. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I have some elements here. Oh, we have this cute little banner too. You know what? I think I might use that on there. That's super cute. Let's just go for it. So we'll just have it from one end to the other, just going over our little 5x7 here. All right, let's grab some florals and start putting these down. So we're going to do a big cluster down here because we have that empty space. Well, maybe I shouldn't have put that banner down. I might lift this up a little bit. Or do we want to tuck that in? Maybe we'll tuck that in. Uh-oh, I think I ran out of florals. Oh, there's one. Okay. So this here, I'm going to move up, and then this one kind of behind it. We'll add a little bit of greenery with that. Okay, let's start tacking things down, guys. All right, so there's that. Let's put some foam adhesive. And let's put that there. And I'm just going to move my banner so that it is, do I want it attached? Yeah, I think I'm going to put it so it's attached. This one might be glued down already. Nope, okay. Because I'm popping this up, I'm going to go put foam adhesives behind a few of these tabs now on my little banner flag here. This is going to hit the floral. It is very delicate, this little guy. All right. Everything's sticking. I don't want it to stick. All right. Okay, banner is down. Whew. Okay, super cute. All right, now we're gonna go into this one here. So just gonna start layering these in. Tucking in. All right, so there's that. All right, and then I'm going to do this kind of floral cluster here. So then we'll add the leaves. So whenever I have this kind of thing, I always do kind of my florals first, then I tuck in my leaves and fillers. So I'm going to kind of put this underneath this, and then let's put all right, so this bottom floral, because of all the layers, I'm actually going to double it. So I'm just taking my foam tape, folding it in half, and then just putting a bit of it behind of it. And we're going to just, all right, so now we've got different textures and layers on here. All right, so now let's add some of these wonderful greenery that we have. It's not really greenery because it is black and white, but so now I can just kind of insert them here and there as I need them. All right, and this is how you're going to kind of build up the bulk of these clusters. All right. Oh, I had to switch them around. That one was a little too long. It was going off the page. Okay. Sometimes it's, you don't overthink these things, right? Like, if it looks good, then commit to it. All right. I know I used to always like always overthink it. Now I just kind of really place, as you can tell, I'm just placing, 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 placing. All right. I think we need a little bit of height up here. So I'm going to grab, what do I have here? Let me use this one over here. I have this guy and then I have this guy. So I'm going to rip this one in half because he's way too long. And we'll have that one. I got quiet, guys. I was concentrating. All right, and I'm gonna have this one right there. All right. Do I have a small enough leaf that I can kind of? I don't want to go too much into the picture. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Okay, so I have all my elements on here now. All right, so that turned out okay, right? Filled up that page, lovely. I have these little guys here, these little paper clips, which I love so much. So again, this is a whole reason why you do not put your adhesive right to the edge, because now I can add them in. So let's put that one there. I'm just going to put a little spot of glue just to hold it in there. And then we'll do number 2 on this little guy here. So I'm going to place it, and then once it's in place, then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue behind there. All right. Okay, again, we have room for our sentiment here, or not sentiment, but title. Whether I use smile or I use something from the puffy stickers, all right? What I will do, though, is add, love this. And because it's pointing that way, All right, I'm gonna go right on top of there. So I'm just gonna put foam squares on the one side. And we're gonna kind of overlap the frame here. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits on this right now. Unless I have a butterfly here. Do I have a butterfly in that same color tone? Oh, I found a little butterfly for my other guy. I think this butterfly is too pink for what I want. Yeah, so I'm going to see what I can find in terms of a butterfly in my little mix here. But there it is, quick and easy. Number three, and a nice black and white on there. This would look lovely with black and white photos. And then I'll finish it up off camera with all the kind of finishing touches where I can really sort through my ephemera and such. And then I'll post the finished samples tomorrow. All right, so let me just grab the three, quick and simple layouts, even though they may not look simple, that I created easily. All right, so there's one, there is two, and then our very first ones with the blue and yellow, all from the Flower Emporium by Vicky Booten by 49 and Market. All right, so that's it for me this evening. I'm going to call it quits only because I do have another meeting, but I will finish this off during my meeting, and then I'll post the samples tomorrow morning, guys. And this is a Flower Emporium layouts, 3 layouts, not bad. All right, everyone, have yourself a wonderful evening. I appreciate you tuning in on What's Up Wednesday for this Wednesday. All right, everyone, have yourself a good night. We'll talk to you soon.